Hey y'all, and welcome to the Farming Pastor's Wife. We are continuing on with Super Bowl snacks for this week. So this will be day 2 of Super Bowl snacks. And we've got today's going to have 2 snacks in it. We're going to have one for the ladies and one for just everybody, guys and ladies. And I mean, the guys can eat the lady ones too. But anyway, so if this is something you're interested in, if you're interested in farming, southern cooking, ministry, whatever, please consider subscribing. It would mean so much to me. Give me a thumbs up on the video and hit the bell notification so you don't miss anything. I do grocery hauls, I do day in the life of, and I do a lot of cooking videos, and I do some farming videos. So stay tuned. We're doing Super Bowl snacks day 2 times 2. Okay, so yes, we're continuing on with the Super Bowl snacks. And yes, I did my sassy hair. Y'all always comment and that you like my sassy hair. And we know Bryant Madren likes my sassy hair. So I did the sassy hair today. But before we get started on the Super Bowl snacks, I've laid out a block of cream cheese. The ladies' snack, you know, because there's ladies at Super Bowl parties. Some ladies like the football. Some ladies are just there with their husbands and friends. Some ladies are there for the commercials, like me. And like me, some ladies are there for the food. So we're going to do a kind of a lighter, almost a shower, like a baby shower or bridal shower type snack for the ladies. And then we're going to use some of the same ingredients, or at least one of the same ingredient, and make a guy form of a snack. So, but first, while this is coming to room temperature, it's tax time to start us organizing our receipts and stuff to take to the accountant. And you know we have a farm, a commercial farm, so it is a little more complicated. And this is, I'm going to hyper exaggerate. I'm going to over exaggerate the terribleness of this task. I despise this day. It's the worst day ever. Yes, I am over exaggerating. You know, it's kind of like when you're sick, when you have a cold and you think, oh, this is the worst cold I've ever had. Well, it's really not. It's just because that's the one you're going through at the moment. That's why it seems so bad. So it's kind of like this task of organizing our taxes. It's the worst thing ever. It's really not, but if there's ever a day out of the year Bryant and I are going to have an intense moment of fellowship, it'll be when we sort our taxes and organize our taxes. Yeah. Hence the reason for the sassy hair. So stay tuned. We're going to get to our snacks in just a second. Okay, guys, as you can see, it's a whole new day. So yes, we finished our taxes yesterday. And then we got a call that I have a family member who is really, really, really sick. And so we went and spent some time with her husband, which is my brother. And so, yeah, we just took yesterday off after we did our taxes, which we came out pretty much unscathed. No intense moments of fellowship yesterday. So it was a good day preparing for tax season. So anyway, so let's start with the hearty snack. Let's start with the one the guys will probably like more than the other. And you can do this on, you know, the thin slices of white bread. That is perfect to do this on. And you can cut it out. You can use cookie cutters and cut out shapes. But I picked up a loaf of this party bread, and I'm going to use this for the ladies' snack. So why not just use some of this for the guy snack? So we're going to try this. I've never done it on this party bread before. But we're going to try it and see. So you're going to need bread, whether you use the thin sliced white bread, loaf bread, or the party bread. You're going to need some freshly in a bag, but you're going to need some shredded Parmesan cheese. You just don't want the powder stuff. You're going to need some mayonnaise, some mustard, and some onion. Now this is a Paula Deen recipe I learned umpteen years ago. And I've made it for party situations, for get-togethers. I've made it a ton of times. I've just never made it on this type bread. So we're going to see how it turns out. So I've got my broiler, my oven kind of heating up. I'm going to toast up one side of the bread. And this bread is really thin, so it's not going to take long. So I want to go ahead and slice my onion up first. So let me get my cutting board and we'll get started. Okay, I'm just going to cut this in half from root to tip. And we're going to peel her. All right. I'm going to give it a good, let's get that skin off there. I'm going to kind of cut it where it's even. We'll use that for something else. And I want these really thin. Now, of course, if you do not like onions, by all means, leave this step out. But you want it really paper thin. And I'm just going to cut several of them. I'm getting a little bit thicker as I go. Not meaning to. I do this pretty slow because I want to be sure I'm getting it really thin. Okay, guys. We're going to move on to the next part. I'm going to lay out the bread. We'll set this aside. I'm only going to make a few of these today. So we'll set that aside. Going to open up the bread. Now, if you use the sliced white bread, I use my biscuit cutter and cut out little rounds, little toasted up rounds. And this is all grain, so I wish I had found white even in the party bread, but they didn't have it. So we're going to try this, but I thought this would give a hearty flavor. I've already had some bread on my pan, so if you see crumbs, that's why. But we're just going to lay out a few of these right here. Let's start with 9. Let's do 9. Well, let's do 10 for good measure. Okay, so I'm going to toast these up just on one side. That's why I have the broiler on. We're going to toast them on one side, and I'll be right back. Okay, so while they are toasting up, I'm going to eyeball, measuring out about a cup of mayonnaise. Another scoop. That's probably a cup. I can actually check and see. That's close enough. All right, so you just need a cup of mayonnaise. And we're going to measure out a half a cup of this Parmesan cheese. And it's okay if you have a little extra. I may have a little extra mayonnaise, so that's fine. Just go with it. And if you want to measure things out perfectly, by all means, go right ahead. I've just gotten to where I eyeball things. And I'm actually going to sprinkle just a little bit more. You can't have too much cheese. Good griefies. All right. My husband loves these things. I haven't made them in a while. Well, used to when people would come over at Christmas. He would have me go, he'd say, go make them Parmesan things. So people would be visiting and I would be in the kitchen making Parmesan rounds. Okay, so now we just got to wait for the bread. Okay, y'all, they're out of the oven. They are good and toasted up. They're really pretty. Toasted on one side, still soft on the other. And that's what's so important. You don't want to get them hard. I was a little iffy about this bread since it's so thin. But so we're going to turn it over on the non-toasted side. So here's the toasted side. Here's the non-toasted side. So what we're going to start with is a thin layer of mustard from every edge. I mean, you want to cover but you don't want a lot of mustard. You don't want somebody to take a bite of this and go, whoa, what is that? You just want a little bit of mustard. So there you go. Very thin sliver of mustard. And I'm going to get a couple of slices of this thin onion and place on top. Like I said, if you don't like onions, and we're going to get some of this Parmesan mixture. And yes, you're going to get mustard in it. It's okay. And goodness, of course, if you don't like mustard, you don't have to use the mustard. All right. So we're going to place this back on our sheet pan. All right, let me do one more for you. I'm going to use the non-toasted side and put a thin layer of mustard. And I'm only going to do a couple of these right now for you guys, and I can do the rest when Bryant comes home. I'm the only one here to eat these, and they're so good when they're hot and fresh out of the oven. So I'm just going to do a couple for me. And then I can do the rest when Bryant gets home. Okay, on the sheet pan to go back in the oven. Okay guys, so these two that I've made, I'm going to stick right back in under the broil. And I have mine, my oven has a low and high broil. I have it on low because I'm bad to let things burn. So do not leave this at all. Stay around, stick around, stay close by. And we're going to let it stay in there for about, I'm just going to watch it, but approximately a minute. And we'll check it. I'm going to save my good topping here and my onions I've sliced. And I'll make more of these when Bryant comes in. But I'm just getting this done for you guys so you can see me give a good taste to it. These are so good. So good. So, as soon as these are done, we'll taste it. And then we'll move on to the ladies. Look here. They're out of the oven. Look how, they look so good. Bryant always burns his mouth for you guys, and I guess I'm going to have to do it today. They look so good. Y'all, they are so good. Now remember, you can do these on white bread. The only reason I'm using this bread is because I bought this to make my ladies snack with. I'm sticking with the men. Y'all, they are so good. So good. Let me tell you, your man's going to leave that football game when you bring these out. That mustard just, you don't put enough on that. It's, you do this. It just gives it something special. And that onion. And oh my goodness, the cheese. But like I said, if you use the sandwich bread. Where's my cookie cutter? If you use the thin white sandwich bread, cut you out some rounds. Toast them up on one side only. On the other side, put your mustard, your onion, and your Parmesan mixture. Ooh, and put them back under the broiler. They are delicious. Guys and gals will love this one. Or at least this gal does. So good. Brian's going to be so jealous. Okay. So let's switch mindsets and let's do something a little more dainty, a little more feminine, but the guys can love it too. And so maybe just something a little bit lighter. So let me get out everything I need and we're going to start on the ladies' snack. So let me just go ahead and tell you what we're going to make and get that out of the way so we can quit wondering. Yes, we're going to make little cucumber sandwiches. Now, I have had delicious cucumber sandwiches at bridal showers, at baby showers, at all kinds of little dainty get-togethers. But I've had some with mayonnaise only. It was delicious. I've had some with cream cheese only, and it was delicious. But how about let's mixing them and make, and you probably have this recipe. You're probably saying, Leslie, you're not teaching us anything new. Well, just in case there's somebody who's never had a cucumber sandwich, we're going to make a little party type cucumber sandwich. So, again, I'm going to eyeball a half a cup this time of mayonnaise. I'd say that's just about got it right there. All right, we're also going to use a whole block of softened cream cheese. You don't need the oven for this. This is kind of a spring thing. And even though we're in the dead of winter and I'm preparing this for a Super Bowl snack, everybody's ready to start thinking about the sunshine, to thinking about maybe some relief from this pandemic mess. And so I thought, let's make something that reminds us of spring and reminds us of those happy days. All right. Now, I'm going to try to mix this with, let's see, let me try my whisk. If not, I'll have to get out my hand mixer. I just didn't want to get it out. That's probably the easiest thing to do is my hand mixer. I just didn't want to get it out. I believe I can do it like this. So it's just going to take a little bit of elbow grease. We'll be right back and I'll show you the next step. Okay, so I did end up getting out my hand mixer. I just thought it made it a little smoother. So, I mean, it's still going to have lumps in it, but that's okay. Now, I'm also going to add in a packet of Italian dressing mix. We're going to add that in there. And we're going to stir that around really good. All right. Now all I need to do is peel and slice up my cucumber, and I'll bring you right back when that's done. Okay, I have my cream cheese and mayonnaise and Italian dressing mixture. I have a few cucumbers sliced up fairly thin, and I have my bread laid out. So this is all we need. I'm just going to take some of this goodness right here, and I'm going to actually put a little bit on both sides of the bread. All right. We're going to place a few slices of cucumber on here. Going to close it up with the other. And then let's give it a nice little slice, maybe from corner to corner. Or if you had a cutter that could cut through this. But I think these little party breads make cute little triangle sandwiches. Okay. All right, I'm going to finish making these. I'm going to make 3 of them. Because, I mean, it's cucumbers, right? That's healthy, right? We won't talk about the mayonnaise and cream cheese, but it's cucumbers, right? All right. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put a few slices of cucumbers here. You could put you could sprinkle a little salt on this if you wanted to. Some dill or some kind of herb would be beautiful on this little sandwich. But you really don't need anything other than this mixture and the cucumbers and some type of cute little bread. And you could use, of course, sandwich bread and just cut them up and into shapes. You might could find a football cookie cutter out there somewhere. I'm not sure where, but you probably could. And you can go as thin or as thick with the mixture as you want. Let me show you the cucumber. I'll leave a little bit of the dark green on just for some color contrast. I think that makes it so pretty. All right. Let's give this one a pretty little cut. You could actually cut it twice and make really small triangles. Cut it this way. Okay, so y'all missed me tasting it. I thought I was recording, but I wasn't. So guess what? I get to taste it again. Yay! Yay! Look at there. They are so pretty. And you can go thicker with the cucumbers if you want. But I like them thin. So let's give it a try. That is so refreshing, yet so hearty feeling. I actually think that the little wheat bread gives it a hearty feeling. That is good stuff. Good stuff. So, you've got a snack for the guys and gals. And you've got a snack for the gals and guys. Anybody's going to love either one. And so, they are so good. Delicious. Can't beat it. That Parmesan toasty, or I don't even know what I'm going to call it. But I used to call them Parmesan rounds, but they're not round. So I can't call them Parmesan rounds. But anyway, there you have it. It's 2 great snacks to carry to any party, any gathering, and for the Super Bowl. So, there you have it. Thank you guys for watching The Farm and Pastor's Wife. Please keep our family in your prayers as we walk through the days ahead. And especially my brother. And I just ask that, yeah, you just remember us. So, thank you guys for watching The Farm and Pastor's Wife. Thank you for joining me here down on the farm. And remember, if the grease is hot enough, you can fry anything. Bye, y'all. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell notification, and give me a thumbs up. Bye, y'all.